Is this fine? Visible?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Someone can actually volunteer and read, please.
Let me read. To make the new and improved map, you are going to need this shape map JSON file as your map. The town column in project progress is the column we use in the location well. If you drag source status into the color saturation well, you should see it light up. This now just shows us how many water sources there are in each location, not the actual status, or how many are complete. So we need to create a measure to make this visual effective. We need the same data for the project progress percentage metrics too. So let's make a measure for it. The problem is that the measures we create this time need to interact with the location and date filters properly. The calculations are simple, but the filters are going to complicate things. To calculate the project progress percentage, we need to calculate the number of complete projects divided by all of the projects. At a national level, it includes all of the projects in Majimbogo, but for Jene, it will be the number of projects completed in Jene divided by the number of projects in Jene in total. So we need the measure to always take into account the town filter.
Okay. Yes. Let's actually maybe talk on the first paragraph. Then
now, Abdikadir,
come back for the rest, and then see.
Yeah. Sorry for interruption. I just wanted to inquire on something. On that column on, I think it was infrastructure. On the table of infrastructure.
Yes.
Yeah, the column on the budget improvement costs. I don't understand why I'm getting 4,200 as much as you guys are getting 6,300. Yet I used the same DAX formula.
We didn't get that point. Actually, we are talking about the previous project. We did not do the infrastructure and Jafika Ukobado. We have not gotten to that point where we're doing the infrastructure for this project, basically. For this,
okay.
Yeah, so we have not got to that. But we're way behind on that. So we hopefully will get there.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So what they're trying to say here, I think here we have the towns, but we need to add source status in our saturation well. Then we see what happens. That was the instruction here. This is what they're talking about, right? So we have the count of source status in each town. We did that last night, so we can continue from that. This shows it shows us how many water sources are there in each location. Count, we've seen that. Not the actual status. So we don't know the actual status. If they're complete, incomplete, we call it complete or backlog. Yeah, I think that's what the data we have, or how many are complete. Anyway, so we need to create a measure to make this visual effect effective. We need same data for the project progress metric too. So let's make a measure. So in this case, the problem is that the measure we create this time needs to interact with the location and date filters properly. The calculations are simple, but filters are going to complicate things. To calculate the project progress in percentage, we need to calculate the number of complete projects divided by all the projects. At a national level, it includes all the projects in Majindogo, but for the gene, it would be the number of projects completed in that town, the gene, divided by the number of projects in the gene in total. So we need to measure. We need the measure to always take into account the town filter. So yeah, this is the expression we're given for the town for the total improvement. Let's actually take this this query or this DAX, and then we'll break it down. Is that okay? Or we first of all explain, then how do you guys normally do? Do we normally explain, then we actually use the DAX itself, or we first of all put the DAX in its column, then once we have this measure, then we can discuss. Is that how you go about it?
I actually have a question.
Okay.
I did not understand why they are saying we don't include Gini, that word, that town. Why are we not? And also, I'm seeing calculating for Jenny the film. It's the number of projects completed divided by the total. So what's the difference?
For the project progress. So when we loaded the data, okay, is there anyone else who has who maybe has an idea of what the questions she's asking before I contribute? Yeah, remember, this is a discussion. This is not like someone taking something, like we're all of us discussing. So if there's a problem, someone has raised a concern. If there's any person who has an idea, please feel free to answer, and then we can collaborate on addition or recommendation. Yeah.
I think what they're trying to say is we need to create a measure that takes into consideration the whole of Majindogo and the national level and the town level, whereby at the national level, to calculate the project progress in percentage, it will be the number of complete projects divided by all the projects. That is at a national level. But I think they used Gene as an example of a town, where now for any particular town in Majindogo, the project progress will be projects completed in that particular town divided by the number of projects in that particular town. So, in short, they're just trying to say that this one measure that we're going to create should take into consideration both the national level and the town level. It should take into consideration the town filter. I think that's my understanding.
Yeah, maybe just to reiterate on what Kwacha said. You see, previously, even in the MCQs, there was something special with this town called Gini. In that Gini had, I think, the lowest population. So, basing on that factor, it means that, in my opinion, I tend to believe that the fact that Gini is small, or rather has a small population, it won't require a lot of resources to do this improvements or infrastructures. So that's why for Gini they're telling us we need the number of projects completed in Gini divided by the number of projects. Meaning that in Gini, most of the projects are complete compared to other towns, which most of the projects are not complete. So that's why in other towns, we're going to use the number of complete projects. Or
Brother, you're correct, but we so far we don't know whether all projects in that town has been completed. Yeah, maybe that we'll find out. We'll find out later when we write those DAX, that if the projects has been completed in each town. So what basically, from what my understanding is, you're correct the way you're explaining, is that this one, in that this whatever they're talking about here is like we want to get, for example, the project progress. We want to know if there are projects. What are these projects? That's the question. For instance, this project are for if, for example, we're installing wells, we're installing UV, the filtering, and also if there's any wells to drill, those kind of projects. We want to keep track of the projects in terms of percentage. So we don't know the number of complete projects. So we have to get that, the number of complete projects. Then we also have to know that all these projects are taking place, right? So we don't know the ones that are complete. So we want for you to get the project progress. We get the number of projects that are completed. Then we divide by all the projects, inclusive whether those are incomplete or complete in terms of status. In this town, I don't know if there's a specific scenario. I can't remember of this town. Maybe there is, but from my understanding was that they took as an example that we need a query or a DAX that actually puts into consideration that it puts into consideration the project that are completed in each town, and also divided by, for you to get the project progress, you are doing two things. One, at national level, that ensures that includes all the projects in Majidogo. But for the gene, they said it will be the number of projects completed in that town, then you divide by the number of projects in the gene in total. So I think that the same applies in all other towns. So you would consider in a national level, at a national level, and as well as in a town level. So that's what I think I understood as far as having the filter town is concerned. Anyone else contribution is actually welcomed. All right, does that answer your question?
Thank you, that's clear now.
All right, perfect. At least we have tackled one question. Yeah, where were we at? Yeah, we were talking about these DAX here were given. So before we start breaking down this, let me just write this. Let me create this measure, and then we will actually discuss. Probably we've already discussed what this one covers, but we will in short. So let me just copy this and then create a measure. Right.
So we are creating a measure on which table?
Progress.
Okay.
All right. I think that measure is already created. We can proceed and try to explain what this measure is talking about. All right, you can continue, Raida.
Okay. So let's unpack it together. First up, we have calculated. It lets us modify how we calculate a measure based on specific conditions, which in this case are set by two conditions, all except project progress town column, and all project progress date of completion column. Inside calculate, there's count rows project progress. This part is straightforward. It's just counting how many rows are in our project progress table. Now the interesting part, all except project progress town. This bit is telling Power BI to ignore all filters except for the ones in the town column. So no matter what other filters are applied elsewhere, the only one that will apply is the town column. Adding a date slicer as a filter will create problems. When we change the date, the rows are filtered by the date, which means we don't get the total number of projects.
Okay. Yeah. Someone to explain. Someone who was maybe an idea to explain the first paragraph. So they're saying first we have to calculate. We have to calculate this first. We have to calculate. It lets us modify how we calculate a measure based on a specific conditions, which in this case are set by two conditions: all accept in project progress, down, and all project progress date of completion. Anyone who has an idea of what this one explains? So basically, it's just telling what we don't have. I don't see here all. I don't see all project progress date of completion in this DAX. But we know we have all except project progress and project progress down here. Does anyone else have an idea where this one comes from? So all right. Okay. We continue. So inside calculate, there is count rows, which actually counts as how many rows are there in project progress table, and then we also have all except. All except basically what it does, in the way I understood, it is a data manipulation. It's normally table manipulation function. They normally call it table manipulation function. Even all is also a table manipulation function. So what I would say, what it basically does is it considers all the rows in the project progress table, but only for the specific town. So that's how I understood from that. So it calculates. The calculation basically will consider all the rows in the project progress table, but only for specified towns. So that is like my explanation. If there's anyone else who basically has a different explanation or can explain a simpler terms, they can. So what we basically want to do is, from my understanding, is we have count rows. We want to calculate all the rows that are in project progress table, and then we want to filter the towns. So we have to use all except as a filter, which will consider all the rows in the project progress tables, but only for the specified towns. So when we click on the maps, then we will see that filter only applies to specific towns. So if there's anyone else who has a better way of explaining, yeah, should feel free.
So which are those specific towns? The ones that have been projects completed?
We will define right now. We will have another DAX that actually will define the number of projects that are completed, and then this one considers like all except. Now when we actually define the number of completed projects, then that time we will have it will display the towns and also the number of completed projects. That is my understanding. So let's proceed. If there's no one else who can contribute to that, we can proceed, and then we'll see if there is a need to come back to this statement.
Ahmed, kindly zoom in your slides.
Right. Do we have Ray who was saying we need to go slow for these slides? Yeah, it was true. We need to go very slow until we make sure that everyone is on the same page with this. Yeah. So in this statement, you see, all except this bit is telling the people. Yes.
I don't know even if this the working for yesterday was sent. I'm trying to find my file. I think I was tired until I forgot to save mine.
All right. We're not going very far. We just created one measure. So let me.
No, I'm just asking. Like, was this
this document? Does anyone else has it? Unfortunately, I was too busy to do that yesterday, the whole of today and last night. So I maybe was thinking to share at once everything. If there's anyone else who has completed or who is actually at this point, at this juncture, they can share. Or not, you'll have to excuse me for a minute. I save, then I share it on WhatsApp.
I'll appreciate so that at least we follow.
Yeah. Just confirm. Can anyone confirm who anyone else was done it? Why?
Ahmed, just continue. I'll share my file.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
All right. That's lovely. All right, great. Yeah. So at this point, if we go back to this statement, it says all except. This bit is telling Power BI to ignore all filters except for the ones in the town column. So no matter what the other filters are applied elsewhere, but the only one that will apply in the town is the town column. Yes, that's what I was saying. Adding a date slicer as a filter will create problems. When we change dates, the rows are filtered by date, which means we don't get the total number of projects. Right?
So
Proceed.
I think what I'm getting is okay. Based on how you've explained, I think it's saying that it's going to filter based on the towns, specific towns, and then those specific towns are going to be selected based on the date of completion. That's why up there we have and all
Date of completion.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we should add this to our query.
I'm not sure.
That's right.
Maybe as we continue, maybe I don't.
After all except we add. Yeah. Yeah, actually, in fact, that is my what I did also when I was reading mine. So I think we should also right now we have just created a measure without this part, which is we have not specified those towns based on the date of completion. So those specified towns, if we add this, if we add this all, I think it will specify those towns based on the date of completion. That's what I initially also did, and that was my understanding. But for now, since I have not seen it here, I didn't want to create maybe a confusion for people.
So what figure is this?
Function all here in this DAX why you're adding, so that's why.
What figure is this DAX formula giving us? Have we checked the results of this DAX?
It won't. It won't. You want us to calculate? We can check but we'll get that to that point where we have.
What we can do? We can add.
Number of completed.
It's called what?
But we can also check if you want us to see.
Yeah, we can check with the card. We see what exactly it's giving us.
Or a slicer, or a card, or what do you call it? Card. Yeah.
Sorry, just a quick one. When we are putting our DAX formula, do we need to, must it be in any table or we just place it anywhere?
For the DAX, no, you don't place it anywhere. We're talking about the project progress table. You right click and then choose the new measure, and then it pops up. Then you insert your DAX formula.
So this 25. Okay? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
So what is this 25,000? Is this the total number of improvements without considering the dates of the improvements that have been done?
I think this is the count of rows in the project progress. So if each row equals like one improvement, maybe we can say there are 25k improvements. I don't know, but I believe it is the count of all rows in the project progress.
Yeah, it's the total number of improvements.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the total number of improvements.
Okay.
Right. So here it says what we get. You can proceed reading by day.
Okay.
If there's no questions so far at that point.
So what we get is the total number of projects in the project progress table. But if we select a town, it calculates all of the improvements in that town. Next up, the number completed projects. What is the most reliable way to know whether a project is complete? Well, we can count the number of rows that satisfy the condition for a project being complete. You should get a number of 29. I continue reading,
Okay.
or we do that
Yes, yes.
first? Oh, I continue. Now that we have that, go ahead and calculate the percentage project complete. Remember to format it so it will show up as a percentage with no decimals. Your value should
Right.
be
Let's do we can do the first two parts and then continue because the rest I think is just a confirmation of what we have done in the first previous. Yeah, so we can start with the first paragraph. So we say next up. So we said what we get is the total number of projects in the total projects table. But if we select town, it calculates all the improvements in that town. Yeah, we have seen that. Next up, the number of completed projects. So we need to create another measure that actually calculates the number of completed projects. What is the most reliable way to know whether the project is complete? Well, we can count the number of rows that satisfy the condition for a project being complete. We should get 29. So we can proceed with that. So we create another measure. Yeah, someone should take us through once the measure pops up, how the DAX formula looks like. Okay. So what we are calculating is the number of complete projects. So we start with calculate.
Mohammed,
Okay.
I think it will be better.
Yes.
In my opinion, I think it will be better if you calculate the DAX formula after you've gone to that exact table. Like we can view the table while you input the DAX formula.
But that, if you put DAX formula, which table? The project progress.
Yes, like just step by step so that someone can understand.
Okay. But for that, you want for DAX for measures, you won't have to see you won't see a column, isn't it? I'm not so sure.
Like for instance, you can just go to where the table view is.
Okay. Let's give it a minute.
Abdi, I think I can try and help with that once we get to the table view.
Okay, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, so you can just go to the table view. Yeah, then I think
Okay.
that's the table you are working on.
Yes, right.
Yes.
So we create the measure here, right? That's what you're saying.
Yes, but
Then
first,
you
Okay, Lauren, go on.
okay. So we are trying to get the number of completed projects, which we can see on the dates of completion column. So maybe if we can filter and just have a view before we do the measure. Just go to the date of completion.
Yes. Yes. Here.
Then remove the blank.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Then okay. So basically, this is what we are trying to put as a DAX to count all this, right?
So, since DAX does not show columns, what
Yes.
does it show?
Yes.
It will
DAX.
count. It's going to count these rows because these are the ones that are completed.
Okay,
Okay,
once it
complete.
counts it, where does the DAX show displays results?
So we have to put it maybe on a card or something because it's a measure. It's not a whole column. It's just a
Okay.
scalar value.
So now it is.
So,
Okay.
Ray,
Okay.
the measure usually gives a single value. So, it will give a scalar value, not like a number of rows. So it will just fit in one row, not the whole column.
Okay, so like an
So-
aggregate value.
Yeah. So to view it, we'll use a visualization like a card.
Okay. And since the measure is named, you can easily see it in the right.
Yes, a card.
Since it's
table,
named.
you can even view.
Okay, no problem.
So yeah, I think that's very okay the way she's acting. So what you're trying to count basically is this. So you can even see it from here. 29 filtered rows. So this is the value we should get with our DAX. That's basically what's staying. So yeah, I can unfilter this, isn't it? Or it should remain this way.
You can unfilter and
Abdi.
hoping that
Abdi.
has understood.
Hello.
Abdi, well, I want to ask, how did you get the results
Yes.
of the dates? How did you get the results of the
Yes.
dates? Like it's giving the dates. Mine is
No, it
blank.
just okay. They just remove blank by
This
filtering.
dates, this ones. So we
Just remove blank by filtering.
yeah, it's
Okay,
blank.
thank you. Let me try. Okay.
Yeah, by filtering, yeah, you just remove the blank. Yeah. Turn it to
Thank
display.
you. It's okay.
So basically, you could check here, or you could check here source status. Yeah, if you could check source status, it's way easier, and you just uncheck this backlog and then see complete. It will give you 29 rows, 29 filtered rows. So yeah, so what we are trying to do here is you can actually verify with this way or cards or even tables. So let's write the DAX and then the DAX equation or the DAX formula, and then we proceed from there. So we supposed to add a new measure. Number of complete projects. sometimes I just fail to understand what this thing is doing. It just does its own thing. Okay, it has not created another measure. Okay, so yeah, So from here we calculate, isn't it? Okay, so we calculate set number of rows. So we count rows. Count rows. Project progress. Okay, so we have project progress. We've checked that column, which is the source status, right? Yeah, I think anyone else who has a different way of putting this, because we're trying to calculate what we've just done right now. We're trying to calculate the number of rows in this source status. So counting rows, basically, that's what we're doing. Is that okay?
Where are we putting are we using the date of completion? Maybe to try and filter.
No, we're filtering source status, isn't it? Because we want to see the number of completed projects. I don't know if you filter with date of completion, you still get it the same. But I think it will be easier to understand if we work with where we say source status equals to complete, isn't it? I think not completed, it should be equals to complete. Yeah.
But if we say equals to complete, there's nowhere that is on the columns that are written complete. Will it work?
I think
There's nowhere
that
we've defined complete.
I think that's
Oh, there is.
Because here we have two different.
Okay.
Yes, we have.
Okay.
We have. There is, yeah. They have backlogs. We have backlog and we have the complete. Do we have something like this? Yeah, I think we had here. Just delete this from the model. Okay, let's commit that. Yeah. Right, has it worked or not? So maybe we can check in the report view. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. Let's try series cards, then or even tables. Yeah, so the number of completed projects are 29 across all these towns. So what we don't know is how these towns are actually distributed, which towns have completed projects and the ones that have actually backlog. So we'll figure it out hopefully. Maybe ahead of us. Yeah.
Could you please paste the ducks on the charts, please?
All right, no problem.
Thank you.
All right. Let's continue. That was that. I think for this one we have verified that we have a number of completed projects at 20 equal to 29. So now, now that we have, go ahead and calculate the percentage. Remember to format it. So here they give us the percent here, yeah. Say project progress, percent complete, right? Okay. All right, percent complete. So these are now the total number of projects that are completed. So in terms of percentage, so in percentage, so we divide the project, the number of completed projects, then we divide by the projects that are available in total. Is that okay? Is that the case, isn't it? Yeah, because when you're dividing on something, we just divide by the whole of it. So that's I'm trying to think like as a logical thing. So if we have the total number of completed projects, if we divide that with the total number of projects that are available, then that will give us the percentage of complete, isn't it?
Yeah, true.
Am I correct? All right. So here we can create a new measure. I think that is called percent. That is called percent project complete. A new measure.
Please, whoever copied
All right.
that DAX formula can also drop it on. Can we just be putting this DAX formula like on a Google Doc as well, so that while we are trying to do our own, we can. Yes.
Yeah. What I would propose after this was like we also have like Eve or Nehemiah. When someone is presenting the other part, we have one other person who actually writes a summary. We'll create a running Google Doc, which means that only Nehemiah and Eve will have the access to actually edit that doc. And then the rest of the teams will have only a view permission. So they can write a short note of what we are doing. Then later on, they can share that on the group. Everybody can have an access on what was done in a brief and a very concise manner. And for those who want to actually understand deeply whatever we did could actually have an access to the videos. I think that will make a summary of what was done here, and also it will make a lot of people's lives more easier. I would propose that later on, but yeah, I'm glad that Ray brought it up. Yeah, I think Nehemiah or even one of you guys should keep a running doc that will actually have all these things. Like if it's dark formulas, they'll have all dark formulas. Like if it's like a little bit of explanation, even steps, what was done, that would even be easier. And I don't mean to give you a lot of work. Yeah. I mean, like even those people who miss these sessions, they can easily access that document and see what was done. And if there's a need to understand further, they can watch the video. All right. So someone to give us this DAX formula. So we said percent project complete. This spelling is bad, so we're supposed to add E there. Yeah, so this percent project complete, we say it's calculated by dividing the number of completed projects and divided by all other projects. So we can use the divide function here. Am I right? Yeah, divide function. Then we have divide, so we have the number. Project progress, project, for us to get the total
I'm
projects,
using count.
we use count rows, project progress.
Why not you calculate for divide?
Yeah. Sorry?
Why are we
So why not use a calculate before divide?
I think it should have a 0 here, right? So we don't have anything else. Sorry?
Why are we counting?
Calculate. All right.
Update. Why are we counting?
So you want to know the number of rows that has for the whole counting.
I'm asking.
So we want to get I believe we want to get the number of rows that has actually. Yes. I'm saying, so when this function count shows project progress, this gives us the number of projects in this column. If it is, for example, source type, not source type, sorry, source status, it will include the projects that are actually complete, and also those that is in the backlog. That is what I believe the reason why we used count rows. Is there another person who has a different explanation to that?
Yes, maybe if I can add to what you've said.
Okay.
Doreen, we are using counting because we don't have the numerical count on the complete number of projects. That's why we are having the source status is either complete or backlog. And now, since complete has no numerical number, we have to count the rows that have complete status.
As well as backlogs in this case is taken all. Yeah.
I don't believe it includes the backlogs. I think it counts the number of rows with complete projects only.
Only.
I think so. Because
okay, then
we've actually specified.
Okay.
We've actually specified on line number 3. It is the project progress, number of completed projects, and then we count the project progress. I'm not sure though.
But the project progress is a table, or it's a row, or it's a column.
It's a table.
So you are counting on the table.
We are counting on the table, but the number of complete.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we should also include the column of where we are counting the rows. Because if we just say count rows project progress, we need to have that column reference. Now in this case, we'll have source status as the column reference.
Yeah.
Now it can be something like count rows, project progress, comma, then the column reference, source status.
Okay. Okay. Okay, I don't see it. Okay. In this case, we're not. What I think is like we're not dividing rows, columns. Are we dividing columns here? Because the way you say it, comma, then we have the column, isn't it? It's not showing the column. Let's see here. We don't have it. Can't have that option. Anyone else with a different idea than that? because initially what I thought personally would be like, for instance, what we want to calculate here, percent. What does percent project complete gives us? That's the question. It's like you're calculating, you're dividing between the projects that are actually complete, that have the number of complete project column. I mean, and projects we're dividing the number of completed projects divided by all projects, whether they're complete or incomplete. That will give you the percent of the number of completed projects. That is how I thought this.
So the question here would be, yes, we are dividing against like the completed project against the entire project, and we've just calculated the number of completed projects, but we specifically used source status in order to find the completed project. So I believe that if we want to like calculate like the completed project against the entire project, I think also the source data should be like the point of reference, because if you are using only project progress, we are using the entire table.
Okay.
So I wonder where will be the point of reference to compare against the entire like project.
I think I've understood that. I've understood what Ahmed is saying, his explanation. Now you see the project progress table has each row documents a particular project, meaning all the rows in the project progress will be equal to all the, all the projects in Majindogo. So that table documents the total projects in Majindogo, all of them. So if we count each row in the project progress, we get both the completed projects and those projects that have not been completed.
And what if, because we already have the number of completed projects, and we had calculated the total number of, we had, was it?
That was total improvements.
Total improvements. So are we supposed to divide this with the total number of projects, which is the total improvements?
I think that can work too.
Yeah. Instead of counting, so we just calculate with the figures that we've been calculating. So number of completed projects divided by that total improvement that we had calculated.
Okay. Anything else? Yeah. Okay. Let's do that. No problem. And then see if it will give us what we want.
Does this work? Let's try this. Does this one work first?
Right.
If it works, with the one you are doing, does it work?
Yes.
If it works, then we can. So then we can also try the other one. So let's show that this one works. We understand this.
But what does for the number of completed projects? What did it give us when we calculated the number of complete this one, the total number of total improvements?
No, the number of completed projects gave us 29, but we're supposed to, it gave us something 25K, I think.
1,000, yeah.
Yeah, that's the total improvement.
Yes.
Okay. You know, when you say improvement, it means this column, right? Okay, let's see. We'll go for a problem and see if it will work. We'll see how this will turn out to be. No problem. Okay. Yeah, this one is fine. Let's proceed.
Just using number of completed projects, number of completed project. You're supposed to use improvement.
Total improvements, yes.
We used improvements here. Number of, sorry. It should be improvement, yeah? Sorry.
Yeah.
The improvement here. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that. Total improvement, right? I think it is also that is that.
Ahmed,
Yeah.
I've tried another way. Since it's just a simple division, I thought why wouldn't we just use a quick measure?
Okay.
So I went to quick measure, then selected the numerator and denominator, and then it gave a 0.
Give you a 0.
Yeah.
You know, it's a percentage, so you're supposed to multiply it by 100.
This is a percentage, isn't it?
Yes.
Thank you for pointing out that. Yeah, I think we're supposed to make sure that this measure has the right tool. It's supposed to have here. It's supposed to be percentage. Then it's supposed to be the 0 decimal places. Yeah, if we use percentage here, I don't think it's necessary to divide by 100. To multiply by 100, I don't think so. If we never had percentage here is when we would multiply by 100, yeah. So yeah, we will verify. We can verify actually. We're supposed to have a result here. So if it doesn't give us the results we want, we'll change the DAX itself. So let's be there. So we have, remember to format it so that it will show up as percentage with no decimals. We did it. Your value should be 0% at the start of national level. But Serowe, for example, is 1% done. Check that your values are the same as mine and add them to the dashboard card as cards. All right. Let's see. Just choose this, then I add %. Yeah, and then I can. Yep, it worked. So let's actually let's use the cards to verify the national level gives her the same. Yeah. So if we choose Serowe, that is 1%. Yeah. I think it was out. It's okay, right?
Yes. Again, would you copy the DAX formula? I mean paste.
Yep.
Okay, thanks.
All right, I'll do that. Yeah, this formula here. Right, you can continue, I think, from there.
Okay. Your value should be 0% at the start on a national level, but Serowe, for example, is 1% done. Check that your values are the same as mine and add them to the dashboard as cards. I added another metric. There are more sources to go. You can calculate that one on your own. Now we also have a good metric to show progress on the map. So use percentage project complete as the color saturation variable. Since we use percentages, the visual will scale better, so the colors are now more informative than before.
All right. Yeah, the first paragraph I think. Yeah. So it said, I added another metric there, more sources to go. Can calculate that one on your own. So what does that statement mean? Someone to give us who has an idea? So we need to create a new measure, right? Yeah. So basically, what we have calculated here is the count of source status and the percent project. Sorry, percent project complete. So when they're saying more sources to go, what does that mean?
The ones that are remaining.
The ones that are remaining.
Yeah. Like if we've done 10 in a town and they're supposed to be 30, so we have 20 more to go.
All right. So we create a new measure for that, isn't it? Right? Someone to give us the ducks for this, more sources to go.
I'm thinking we can just count the status of backlog. So status is equals to backlog.
Yeah, so we uncheck complete. So basically, it's just the whole of this 25,369 pages. Yeah, I think we should have for that, right? Okay. Anyone has an idea about this? The Dutch formula for this because once we have this measure, we need to display it. So if you go down here, you need to have sorry, I think we need to keep the project. I think somewhere it's top. Yeah, here you see number of sources to go. So we need to have a DAG so that we can actually measure, so that actually displays the number of sources to go after we have the project progress.
So what are we calculating exactly?
All right. We are calculating the so for instance, we said we had projects that are completed in each town. So we have 1% of the that is the percent completed percentage of projects completed. For instance, in a town you'll find there are several projects, but only 1% is done, or 0% is done. So the rest sources that actually is what we actually want to calculate, I think, right? In this case, we used the source status to filter out the completed, then to remain with the backlogs. That was actually a huge number. Yeah. So we need to actually it's around 20. It's like you can even see it from here. You see this number. This number, if I actually uncheck the complete here, we are going to remain with what this. So this is the number we're supposed to find in our actually cutoffs in each. Is that okay? Maybe if you have an idea of how that look like. We have it here. I think we have it somewhere here. Most sources. Yeah, we have the DAG function here, but I just wanted maybe to see if we can think through and come up with that different ways. That's how we learn. So let me just open here and then see. No, we don't. Actually, we don't. This is the one up. Okay.
Abdi, yes. I have a question.
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Just to take you back up a little bit, did you cover that part where it was saying that the previous measure that we did, we were supposed to check the values where there is the 0% of on the national level, and then we're seeing that Seroe is 1% done. Did you get to do that?
Yes.
Yes, I think we did.
Yes, we did. We got that.
Would you mind repeating it again? Sorry, I missed it.
Am I correct? Yes, we checked for that.
Yes, but Eve is requesting if you could repeat.
Okay, no problem. Okay. The whole process.
No, just the part where you check to.
I think you're having a network issue. Is it me who's having a network issue, or it's her? Because I think we're not on the same line here. On the same.
Abdi, it's you. It's on your side. You are getting us after a few
so we
minutes.
use the card and then.
So I think.
Okay.
Maybe you can you can rejoin again.
From the part where you added the card.
Okay.
I have another question. How did you make it?
Is it okay now, or do I have to actually maybe, because I'm using? How did I? Sorry.
How did you make it to be a percentage? What I'm getting, mine has some decimals.
Decimals, yeah. You got like what did you get? Like read any value of whatever you've gotten?
Yeah, I got 0.
Like are you getting like
0.00?
Yeah, you see here decimals. you're supposed to actually, this format is supposed to make the decimal place to be into 0. So it's 2, I think.
Okay.
Just make it like make a decimal place to be actually to 0. Yeah. So for Sororo, I think you will find, if you don't do that, you will find 0.78, something like that. Yeah. All right. So yeah, that's that. So for you, if you want to check Sororo, that specific town, this is it. So you just click on that, and then it will display on your card. Yeah. Right now, already actually, I think filtered out. I've already I've checked in my map. I've checked the percent source. So I'm not supposed to do that. I've just maybe gone one step ahead. But normally we'll get here in the next steps. Yeah. So someone else was asking a question. Maybe you can repeat that. We address that right now, then we proceed.
No, there was no question. Please go ahead.
It was Eve. Eve was asking a question.
All right. Thank you.
She was asking, how did you change it to percentage from decimal?
Okay, from decimal to percentage. All right, you have here format. You just make it percentage here. If it was, I don't know what, I think it was general. You just take it to percentage. And then for the decimal places, you just actually make sure that your decimal places are 0 instead of 2. That's it. This one, it was 2. So you just reduce it to 0. Change the number of decimal places.
I don't know why for me that DAX formula is not quite functioning, because it's highlighting that number of complete projects cannot be found, and also the total improvements cannot be found, yet they are on the table.
Maybe check those measures, click on those ones, then check that formula. I think there's an issue. Or maybe
most of the spellings.
Yeah, all the spellings, yeah. Okay, we good up to that point?
Yep.
All right. So we were actually struggling with most essays. So we're looking. I don't think I'm supposed to have this measure here. Let me just get rid of it. Right. So maybe does anyone have an idea of how this duck clip should look like? Duck one, because I can't remember personally. I can't remember. I have to go back to where I have my notes to check, and then maybe give me a minute. If there's anyone else who has an idea, they can help us.
Can we use the same formula that we used when getting the number of completes and replace the complete with backlog?
All right, let's do that. Here we replace it with, yeah, I think probably it should give us the same answer. I have another very long one, but let's see the spelling. That's how the spelling should be backlog, right? Let's see what this one gives us. Sorry?
More sources to go underscore rather than white spaces.
Yeah, but this one will just show as a, okay, it will just show as a name, but it's true. Let's make it. We'll later refer to this most likely. Okay. Okay, so it gives us 25,000 more sources to go. Okay.
Paste it on the chat, please.
Okay, no, we just want to confirm if this is correct. I want to somehow, what I want to do is like, I feel like, okay, let's go to more sources to go. So yeah, format, whole number, it gives me a whole number here. I want to see if I can have decimal number. Then I can increase the decimals to see how this value will look like. Because we had 25,369. That's, I think, something like that. So I just want to see how we can manipulate, and then we have that exact value. Yep, the formula is correct, I think so, because this one is rounded. 37, 3. 36.9. Yeah, so we can confirm this. I think what they got here, that slide. I think somewhere here, probably we'll get there. I'm going ahead, but we're supposed to have 25,369, something like that, right? Yeah, so it's taking forever to load. Let's come back to that. So for us to verify this, we can just use these columns, and then we'll filter it out. So we'll see if that value.
So the figure is 25,369.
369, right? Yeah, I think that's what we're supposed to have. So I don't know if we have that. Yeah, the way it's presented, it looks fun. Yeah, it's right, but in the form of K. So I don't know if there's a person who has an idea of how we can get rid of this this format, and then, because if we use whole number, it will just give us 25,000, 25K. Yeah, yeah. If we use a whole number, it will just give us 25,000, and percentage, no currency, no general. So probably these are the two only options we have.
Format visual. I think you can increase the number.
Format visual. Sorry.
On the format visual. Right-hand side.
Okay. This one here, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
Colored value.
Colored value.
Display unit where there is auto, we change it. No. Displayed unit.
Display unit.
Okay, I think it's 1,000.
Yeah. Still not showing.
Put none.
None. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Perfect. I think correct. Thank you. I mean, that's amazing. Yeah. So we are correct with that. So we don't have to delete this. We can actually use this as part of our dashboard. Yeah.
Kindly paste the docs.
I will in a minute.
I think we should also be pasting the DAX in the doc and mention, putting a description of what it's for, so that
Yes.
it's difficult coming back to start copying the DAX. We should just be putting the description to convert this to this. Slide. We are just putting on this 27 slide, slide 17, slide 6. So it will help. Or else when we come back, it might take a longer while. I might even forget it.
Yes, I agree with you. I'll create that Google Doc. Don't worry. I'll actually create that Google Doc. What I was thinking is, it will have the session.
Okay.
And it will have the session. It will have the moderator, the person who's actually taking in charge and actually doing the presentation. It will have,
Yes, please also let it have the description of what that DAX was used for.
Pardon?
Let it also have a description of what that DAX was used for and slide.
Yes,
number.
exactly.
Yeah, so it will be helpful. Thank you.
Slide number. All right, no problem. Yeah, okay, we'll do that. I think after this, Nehemiah is around, and Eve will have to collaborate and come up with a way that actually, if it just by in your own convenience, like it's not something you have to read, but yeah, I think it will be for the benefit of the rest of the team and also those who are not able to make it.
Sorry, I was a bit. If I had my name, what were you saying, kindly?
Nehemiah, we were talking about coming up with a Google Doc, a running doc that has a description and of these sessions we are having and the DAX formulas with a bit of description and the slide number that Ray has actually proposed. So if at your own convenience, together with Eve, maybe later we can collaborate and find a way we can create a running docs, then that will be viewable to the rest of the members and can be edited by only you and Eve.
I think
within that docs you will have a moderator.
Yes. So I think I could do that because when I record the screen, when I do any other activity within this computer, it will be recorded. So if can help us, it will be good. But tomorrow I'll get two laptops. So from tomorrow I think it will be fine.
Kindly, can we have someone volunteer to assist, please? I'm not able to do that at the moment. Anyone on the call who can help with that? Anyone, guys? This group is for all of us. It's not just for the guys who are just the key guys. It's for each and every one of us. So we need someone to volunteer to share the workload. Kindly.
And it's not a hard task. You just copy the maybe like those DAX in the chat. Then maybe you call it, for example, this the DAX for maybe this part, and then I paste it there, and then you are done. Just to help us. In this group, we are just helping others, one another. But if it were me, tomorrow I'll have another 2 laptops, so I'll be able to do that. But today, I'm unable to do that.
Ryan is raising his hand, please.
Yes, do we have a volunteer?
Okay, I'll do.
All right, that would be great. I mean, what I believe, with my the way I'm thinking, I mean that document is very valuable. I mean, it's something very crucial for all of us. It's like making everything work easier, and also it saves a lot of time, and also that one is a continuation. Like you can edit it, so you have it. You read for all projects. Like even if you maybe later sometime want to go back to what we did, you don't have to remember the formula. You don't have. It has an explanation, it has a session number and everything. So I think it's a valuable doc to everyone. So if we do it, it's better for all of us. yeah, it's not something that you find to be a lot of work. Yeah, Eve has the right to feel that because she has been doing a lot, and we really appreciate your efforts, Eve. It's time someone else helps you in that sharing the workload. Perfect. Yeah, Ray, I'll also help you. The days when I'm not presenting, I'll actually be working on that. So we can actually be you can allow me to
I can do it.
also edit it. So yeah, you can do it.
I will do it. Yeah.
Perfect. So we will have I will have you, Ray, and Nehemiah. Three of you will be actually doing the editing, and the rest will.
Rayan, not Ray. Rayan.
Rayan.
The person that volunteers. Yes, thanks.
All right, no problem. Sorry about that, Rayan. All right, we may proceed with the. So we have more sources to go. It's displayed, and then are we supposed to display also percent? Right, we're supposed to display also, I think, percent complete. Yeah, I think we're supposed to display that as well. So as a card, and then place it somewhere here. All right, I think that's that. So if we click on any town or any province, it will give us the percent project completed and complete, and also the number of sources that are remaining. Yeah, so we can proceed with that. So now it says continue. Our reader can continue.
Okay. Now we also have a good metric to show progress on the map. We use percentage project complete as a color saturation variable. Since we used percentages, the visual will scale better, so the colors are now more informative than before.
Right. All right. Let's try and do that. If we don't have it already, so supposed to have percent projects now saturation instead of this, right? We can get rid of this count of source layers. Then we have percent complete here. It's more colorful right now. I think, yeah, instead of having this, tool here, what we can have, yeah. So I think that's fine, isn't it? Just that way. If there's a question, you can just stop me if I'm moving too fast. Yeah, probably out of step, yeah. Yes, pardon, I can hear you well.
Just a tweak. You can change the color to be green, I think, on the format, the gradient, that is.
The gradient. Can someone can someone actually show or point out where we can check the grading?
Move to the that
Here?
yeah.
Okay. Background. Actually, the background is just white. I don't think.
Not the background.
Okay.
There is format visual data one and country code then.
Okay. Yeah, fill colors. Yeah?
Okay.
Let's see. It's here. It's fill colors, isn't it?
Yeah. So
Change to this color. That. Yeah. Now it resembles like what they have. Is it?
And I think blue. Something blue. Yeah.
Okay. Light blue.
Almost like that.
do you mind hovering on the the blue part?
Here.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
This is for. Okay. This looks a little bit of okay.
That is
it's blue, eh?
Yeah, you see this blue that you are using? Yeah. It's a lighter one.
This one? Okay. This one.
On that line, on the second one from below.
Yeah.
Yeah, try that. Yeah, something almost like that. But I think as long as we can leave it at that.
I personally, exactly. As long as you've done what's supposed to look, what's supposed to done the right thing. Yeah. Colors is just it doesn't necessarily have to be exactly the way the slides look like. Yeah. So we may proceed. So we have forgotten to add date of completion as a slider. I think we should add that. No, slicer. For the slicer, we have date of completion here. Yeah, we can make we can do a format for this slider, and then we have choose maybe black. Then make this size a transparent, something like that. Then place it somewhere here. Yeah. All right. We okay up to there?
Yep.
Great. All right. We can continue.
Okay. Towns like Zuri, Rembo, and Isikalo are gray in mine. What does that represent? Then there are colored towns in mine. What do these colors represent? Hover your mouse over them. Also add some information like number, completed projects in the tooltip to make it more informative.
Okay. Yeah. So let's hover around this map and then maybe discuss. We have areas, we have towns that are gray. Can someone explain, maybe have an idea of what this is about?
I think it's based on the color saturation. So the gray ones are, I think the green ones are 0%. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
So as the color migrates to a different color, should go a percent higher. So means there is some progress of work being done.
Yes. Yeah. Actually, yeah. Because if we actually limited this percentage into 0 decimal place, so if you find some of these ones were 0 point something, 0 point, so I think that's 0 points and 1 point, and then that's why we have different colors. This is still 0. For example, this town, this one is for example, this province is not so dark. And here still we have rural Kilimani, we still have 0% of the projects completed, but still the gradient is quite different. So, yeah. Anyone else was a different explanation, or I proceed? For these towns that are gray, any answer to that? Why these towns are gray?
I think those are the ones we don't have data. Like we don't have one of the fields when we were calculating the percentages. The ones that are blank.
Blank.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay. Okay. So let's proceed. Our next steps, they said we use the number of completed project number completed project in the tooltips. Right, where is it?
Can someone please remind us how to group by these two maps?
I think they grouped already, if I'm not wrong.
Okay, how did you do it? Just remind me.
Wait a minute. Okay. Great. So you click on both. You click for instance if you want to group, you click on the image and then hold Control. Then you click on the map itself. Once you do that, you go to Format and then you group them like this. Yes, you group them. Yeah. So you click on the image.
Can you just come again, please?
Sorry.
Can you just come again on that application and what you are trying to achieve with it?
With what? With grouping?
Yes, on
I'm not
that.
so sure if
Yes,
you
what
said
you just
grouping.
said.
Yeah. Someone asked how we group this, the map and the image. And yesterday, I think it was you and Ko who explained that if you want to group them, you click on the image, Control, then you click on the map, then you go to Format, and then group them like that. Like you want us to do it? Yeah.
Kindly do it. Mine isn't effective.
Not effective. Okay, let's separate this. Let's ungroup them. All right. So you had something like. You have something like this, isn't it? Like you have an image and you have a map. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, so you just click on that and then you hold on control, then you click on that, you hold on control again, so then you can just go to format and then you group them.
Okay.
Yep, like that.
Try it.
So let me just arrange it better first. That is if you are using, of course, Windows. Right? Wow, it's becoming a lot slower. So anyway, yeah. So, yep, I think. Okay, we may proceed. I think this is the closest I could actually get. It requires more time. Yeah, I think this is fine. Yeah, fine. Works perfect now. Yeah. So next it says we have chosen the number completed projects. Now, if we check, it says if we click on the maps, then you hover around, we see the number of. So, for example, in Saroya, we have one project that is completed, and then if we go through and hover around the Gene, we have also one. So, in total, we saw that the number of completed projects were 29. Yeah. So, for these gray towns, it means probably there's no project that have actually taken place here, or we don't have any data for these towns, right? Yep. Yeah. We may proceed. So. All right. Yeah. Should we continue or we stop it here at slide 17? Because I think it is almost 11, and I'm kind of worn out because I had a long day. So we can maybe stop at slide 17 and proceed to
Abdi.
from here.
Abdi.
Yes.
Can you?
Yes.
Do you mind if you repeat on the slicer before you stop?
No problem. Yeah, for the slicer. For the slicer, we just here we choose slicer as as our visual. Here is the slicer. So it displays this. Then we just drag and drop the date of completion. So once we have that, the slicer is actually displayed. Now the rest what I did was just went to the format. Then I went to the slider. So I just wanted to make this color to be more dark, so it's visible. And I also made the background to be more transparent because we have whites here, so I wanted it to be more. So if I make the slider to be more dark, and I go to general, and then I go to effects, and then I change the background, sorry, not the background, the transparency into maybe 60%, something like that. Yeah, that's an option. You don't have to do that as long as you have done the slider or the slicer. That's okay. Yes, yeah, that. All right, guys. We can continue up to maybe you can do 2 more slides if you guys are feeling fresh or feeling like you haven't done much, you haven't covered much today. We can do 2 more slides and then stop. We can do like even up to 20. We can do up to here, but if you can spare me some time today, or like we can do a petition. We can do a petition. We maybe do the first 2 slides, then we stop it there. Then maybe enough.
Please, I have a question.
Okay.
Whenever you create a slicer, it is connected to something. So this one, what is it controlling?
Sorry, what is connected? You ask what is connected?
Yes, if it's connected to the map, can you slide it? Let's just see the effect of it. Because we just created it, I didn't see when we used it. Maybe I wasn't around then. So if it's not sliding, that means there is something we need to do to it. Because why it's there is for it to be slided so that the effect on the map can be seen based on how much we have slided the slider.
Date of completion. All right, great. Someone else can actually help in that.
For me, I think
that's what you say because the thread has to be connected. If you move, yeah.
For me, I think that both the map and the slice are both the filters. Will it have any effect? Because I guess I tend to think that they are both filters.
Yes, they are filters where the slicer chooses filters based on date of completion. I think so. I tend to support Nehemiah on the same.
Yes.
Well, the map filters based on towns.
Yes, yeah, it makes sense. But what I thought, like initially, when we had actually when we were doing for the total improvement, we did not include the all function for the date of completion. And even if we include that, I don't think it will have an effect here because at no point we're using this measure on the maps. So I have no idea if we are supposed to link this slicer to any event or to the maps. But so far we haven't seen any instruction that actually tells us to maybe confirm date of completions and for these projects that are actually been completed. Yes, because date of completion is part of our tables, part of the data we have, part of our columns, and yeah. So maybe someone else can also contribute and think differently than we are thinking right now. Yes.
I think Thomas had a strong point on it because the slicer is basically a filter. So when you slide it, you see data up to say where you want to where you slid to. So by the event that it's not sliding, I think we've done something that's wrong or not accurate.
I think the slicer, we are supposed to set it up so we can just continue and see maybe there's a setup as we continue. Because you see, if you click on the slicer, it will give you down here blank.
Yes.
So meaning there's something like there's a way we are supposed to set that slicer, which I don't think it's on the slide that we are currently. So because all those should like link when you click on the slicer, maybe on a specific date or move that slide, it should like show you the changes depending on maybe the specific day that that project was completed. So for now, I think we should just proceed with the slides, and then once we are done with the entire project, if we don't have like solution to the same, we can now like check how to like make it active to like have effect on the entire project.
Yeah, I agree with you. Maybe if we, because if at this point, if there was any instruction, they would have asked us to actually hover around the map and see what's happening in these areas. That's what we did. If there was any instruction in actually checking also the slicer, I'm sure they would have actually made it clear there. But let's hope we find an instruction ahead that will actually allow us to connect the slicer to either these other columns, either the more sources to go or the map itself as well. Okay.
Hi. Hello, Abdi.
Hello.
How are you? I have a question. I have a question over somewhere. And on your map, can you just hover over it? Can you just click it? I just want to check on something.
Okay.
Yeah, just click the entire thing.
The entire thing.
Yeah, just okay. Then I want to see which one did you use under the color saturation and on the data part. On the visualization. Yes.
Yeah, for the color saturation is percentage project complete, and then for the tooltips I used number of completed projects. These are the number of completed projects here.
Okay, and then on the upper part, town name.
No, you have town. We're talking about the project progress. So town name is for location. You don't use that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Okay, anything else?
Still on that. Yesterday we had on the map, on the color saturation, we have the count of source status. Did we change that, or did we change that today? Yeah?
Yes, we changed to...
Sorry, just before we continue this brainstorming, can Nehemiah stop recording so that it won't be too lengthy in the plan initially? And while we get the Google Doc, the DAX,
Okay, let me stop recording now.